TruthBeToldPod.com. We completely skipped the introduction.
We're recording.
We are live. We had to catch all of this. I am your host, Scott Baker. Thank you for another wonderful day. We've been getting your comments. I've been getting your views. The videos are getting somewhat popular, and we thank you. Continue to advertise us and tell your friends. Shout out to my man Deshaun on 10:10 a.m. doing his sports show. Hopefully they have me on there soon. And I would like to introduce the players. To my right, the man of many tongues, Mr. Luis Fernandez.
Good day to one and all.
And sitting in the middle, sitting in with us again. We had to get him back. He did too great of a job.
He's awesome.
We're going to hire him, but we won't pay him.
Intern.
Mr. Vinny Fernandez.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
You're not gonna shout out like representing like the usual gangster thing.
Oh man, we'll start early, isn't what? We no, I mean, introduction.
No, I didn't mean that as an insult. Remember last time?
Shout out Northside Migo Gang.
I didn't. When was that an insult? I didn't mean that as this.
I love the way you're a gangster.
Basically,
so cool.
Yeah, but I've never shouted out a gang.
No, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that as a gang. I mean, like you know how like gangsters do that, east side thing like that. I was just making the comparison. I did not mean that.
We can't even get out of the introductions.
That's terrible.
There I go again. I didn't mean that. I apologize. Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, the star
of our show.
From Strong Island, where they have crazy ducks. Wolf Griffin, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe I screwed myself already. So eat your vegetables, exercise regularly, and do not open your mouth until you know exactly what you're talking about.
Quack, quack.
So yeah, we've already gave you guys the pre-show, I guess, about the Trayvon Martin case, and pretty much the facts are very misleading. I don't know what team George Zimmerman has behind them, but they're doing a horrible job because they're putting out conflicting stories, and I cannot wait till the day until he pays for his mistakes.
I mean, he's gonna get his due, if not through the court system.
Oh yeah.
Something else is gonna happen to him.
Oh yeah, Streets is watching.
Streets is definitely watching. If this man comes out in the street, if he's in a grocery store,
oh yeah,
a person of minority will see him and things will happen. Definitely.
But he's broadened his hatred meter so much. It's not even just minorities anymore. I know people of many different races that have a problem with George Zimmerman just even being free right now. He's still, politicking for money and, talking to people and making lunch dates. And he killed somebody. Have you guys ever known anybody to be suspected of killing somebody and not be sitting in jail to their court date?
Plenty.
Huh?
Plenty.
Sure.
Who do you know that is suspected of killing people?
I'm not even gonna.
Come on, Will.
I mean, these are personal friends of mine, unfortunately.
Oh, really? So they've been suspected of a major crime and they're out on bail?
Not even on bail. It's a Strong Island thing. Yeah.
God.
Oh, so you guys have the...
Speaking of gangsters.
You guys have the local area thugs in Strong Island that just beat the system, quote unquote.
Why did I go open my mouth? Sorry.
I'm just asking.
I mean, well...
Explain to me the system. How does it work? How are they out?
Well, there's always suspicion, but without any true evidence. I mean, you can have somebody nailed, but if you can't really prove it at all, nothing you can do.
This is a totally different situation. This is a situation where we have proved that he killed the guy.
We have his gun.
We have the weapon. We have the bullet. Now it's all about putting the pieces together for the story and finding out if it's self-defense, which I find is retarded.
Well, remember, just like Mr. Liu informed me, who his father is.
He's a sheriff, right?
Is a judge.
Judge, okay.
Now, if this man wasn't involved, it's the typical politics that happen anywhere.
Yeah.
And as far as him broadening his hatred scale, the best thing to do is for whatever community, black, white, Hispanic, anything, is to not do anything stupid. I hope somebody does not come and kill this man. Why? Because the bottom line is, a young man died. Yes, he will get his comeuppance when it's time for him to. But last thing we need is somebody to knock this guy out, and then guess what? Another person, quote unquote, black person, will be in jail. And you know what'll happen? They'll use that as another. Yeah, for.
Oh, we don't want to make him into a martyr. That's the whole point. We don't want to make him into a martyr, make him into someone who we should feel sorry for. I mean, which is exactly what his defense lawyers are doing, which is their job. I have no problem with them trying to create some sort of situation where people are going to think that, oh well, he was just defending himself. You see, he got hurt, and although I've yet to see a black eye, and that's fine. That's what his defense lawyers are supposed to do. That's what they're getting paid to do. And his father, being his father, is going to try to get him out of it. Like I said before, he's basically a tool. I know this person in the sense that he is a Hispanic passing for a white man, and he's mixed, and that's fine and dandy. But somehow the Caucasian community there in Sanford, Florida, has embraced him as one of their own. He was put in that position because they needed a spick to go out there and to, watch out at night, make sure that nobody stole their jewelry. So I understand who he is, and I understand why he has so many people working hard to get him out of it, because they placed him in this position in the first place. And he's just a part of it. But his life is over, essentially. There's really no place that he can go and nothing that he can really do about it, because his name, his face has been plastered everywhere, all over the world. Yeah. And what employer is going to want to take on this person?
Does he even need an employer?
Well, up until this point, he hasn't needed one. Okay, because he's been taken care of.
And on the other side, do you not see him making books? This man will make money.
He has a following.
Who will buy that book?
He had. Despite all these things that are happening, there are people who follow this and will follow George Zimmerman, and they will keep up with whatever he does. The media will continue to talk about this guy. This is not the last we'll hear of George Zimmerman.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not until he's fried.
Yeah. His life is over as he knew it. That's when you have to spend all your time in hiding in order to stay away from scrutiny, from public scrutiny. Your life is, his life is totally different from what it was before, prior to this. So, in that sense, he's already paying the price for it. Now it's a question of the courts getting to it.
Yeah.
I hear everything you guys saying, but I just want the same justice that everybody else gives.
Well, that's not going to happen in our court system. It's proven that
I know
blacks and people of minorities will get sentences that are up to twice as much as Caucasian.
But see, that's the funny part, because he's half minority.
Yeah, but his last name doesn't
save him.
Saves him. Yes.
That's ugly, man. I don't really want.
And when you have a retired,
I'm actually tired of that.
And when you have a retired judge as your father, it's not just he has a Jewish last name. He has a retired judge who is his father. So his mother, she spread her legs to the right people. She knows who to spread her legs to.
Yeah, y'all heard that silence. Yeah, we're gonna move on, because it's gonna get uglier from here. Lou, tell us about the man in Tennessee.
I'm gonna save my rant for later, because I'm just going to give the facts first.
Okay.
It's related to this. A gentleman by the name of, let me see if I wrote his, even bothered writing his name down. I got so upset at him.
It doesn't matter.
Well, the story is of a Tennessee man who has fathered 30 children with 11 women. He's gone to the courts in Tennessee asking for a reduction. His name is Desmond Hatchett. Sorry. He's 33 years old from Knoxville, Tennessee. He's produced 30 children with 11 women. The state takes half of his paycheck and divides it up. He's seeking a break, as I said before, on child support because he makes minimum wage. Some of the mothers receive as little as $1.49 a month. His oldest child in child support. His oldest child is 14. In 2 separate years, he's had 4 children in both years. In each of those years, the state, of course, cannot order him to stop having babies. My understanding, also, in reading up more about it, was that he went to court in 2009, and I believe he only had 21 children at the time.
Yeah.
And he swore to the judge that he wasn't going to have any more children. And within the next year, he had 9. All right. So my colleagues have been waiting for a Lou rant, and they're going to get it today. And our audience is going to get it too. So you might want to take the kiddies out of the room while you're listening.
So we're gonna say, look, 'cause I want you to hold that. I'm just gonna have the fellas weigh in, and then we'll come back to it.
Hey, he's not breaking the law, but at the same time,
He's breaking the law.
he is. I would say. I mean, he's showing what a lot of black men are doing in our day and age. It's a day and age where fucking is the number one cool thing to do. You know?
I mean, it's not more cool thing to do anyway.
Well, either way,
across the board. But
all right, but like I said, Mexicans have been doing this for years. All right, they're Mexicans with 30 kids.
But they actually stay with their women.
Are you sure about that?
Sometimes. I mean, I see a lot of them in those those expeditions with 6 kids.
6 kids that you know.
Yeah. Right, but at least he's taking those 6 out. How many kids do you think old Desmond is keeping?
I don't think he keeps any of them with him.
And you know what?
He's busy having sex, so he can't.
You know how much I despise bringing race into anything, but I'm glad you said that. This was a black gentleman. I don't like the term African American, so I said black. Get over it. But
get over it.
Again, you know how I'm all about fathers. This is exactly why we still have these laws against us.
Yeah.
Because of piss ants like that, who go about and make it bad for us.
That's a true statement. I can agree with you there.
I mean, they put him up as an example of what we all are like. They put up this man who has 30 kids and say, the rest of the black community is doing the same thing. You know, running around with their dick hanging out. You know, fucking like some pit bulls.
Yep.
And you know what? That is for all dads. Every single dad out there, because of people like this. People like this gives us a hard time, and why this state, especially right here, will not change because of people like this.
And that's ugly, because he's in Tennessee, but this is a national news story at this point. Everybody I've talked to has seen this story.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I got a vasectomy. You know, I always promote it and publicize it. It's a great procedure. I actually just got my results back saying that everything worked properly and the procedure was successful. Fellas, get a vasectomy. And as my man said in the phone commercial, you're now free to move about the country. You know, it could be so much more simple than what we make it. And you know, so many guys, I don't want nobody touching down there. And, you know, you're so sensitive. But I had 2 women doing my procedure, so for me, it really wasn't as bad as people make it seem. It wasn't. I mean, you know, there's a little pain involved, but that's anything.
Were they attractive, Mr. Scott?
Oh my God. My doctor.
He's shaking his head.
I didn't realize that she was my doctor. As I was walking into the exam room, the nurse was escorting me in. I seen a lady with a mini skirt on. I'm like, what is she up here getting done? And she had on a white lab jacket, so I just thought she was a patient. And she walked in like, "Hi, how you doing? I'm your doctor." And I just immediately